Hey everybody, this is Rex Bear with Leak Project, youtube.com/clandestine Time Lord. I'd like to thank you all for joining us this edition and recommend you check out our website. It has been recently updated, and I'll tell you what, it is one of the nicest websites I've had the opportunity to see. And fortunately, it's now Leak Project. So check it out, leakproject.com. We're going to start up a member section pretty soon where if you want to download any of the podcasts commercial free, you'll have access to the MP3 format as well as the video format. And this edition, what we're going to do is talk about some of the most recent Planet X Nibiru photos that have been sent to us here. Now, I've been getting probably about 50 different photos a day from different people around the world, and I've cherry-picked through these things to find which ones I feel are the best to present to you guys today. Now, when we started the Leak Project, as many of you know that have been listening to this show for a while, it's to get information and ideas on a wide variety of subjects. It's not just Planet X. It's on everything from disclosure, metaphysics, religion, spirituality, chemtrails, dangers in certain vaccines, pharmaceutical industry, and the power that it has over the people, the medical industrial complex, the media, etc. I mean, there's just so much influence with very few corporations now. Now, this right here, you guys, what you're looking at, I thought this was pretty funny because this is from Conspiracy Theorist, and if you read this comment, he goes, "Inauthentic. This doesn't pass the smell test. The producer is overly confident in himself for an amateur YouTube video uploader. Too detached, too casual, too relaxed, as if he has nothing at stake in the outcome of all this. Sounds like he went to school for network news broadcasting. He's too slick to be real. Non-human. The alien and or the CIA are imitating the network news anchors or the host of Entertainment Tonight. All these insider videos about the end times are too slickly produced. The tone is way too laid back, considering that it's supposed to be the apocalypse. The guest sounds like an ordinary human person, while the host sounds like an alien version of a slick Hollywood anchorman." I don't know whether to take that as a compliment or an insult, but thank you, Conspiracy Theorist. Now, this is the sundog phenomenon. If you guys don't know what a sundog is, it's a mock sun or phantom sun, the scientific name. Now, a lot of times based upon atmospheric conditions, when the sun comes out, sometimes you'll see what looks like a secondary sun or light source behind the clouds. Here's some pictures you can see. Just type it in Google sundog and you'll find a plethora of pictures you can see to get your comparisons with maybe photos you've got or taken before that you thought might be Planet X. Now, as I've told you guys before, when I've interviewed Bob Evans and others like Bob Fletcher, Steve Olson, Gil Broussard, I'm as neutral as I can be on the subject. And I'm not going to be any different with this podcast. I'm going to show you guys some pictures, and I want you to be the judge. Tell me what you think after the show. I'm sure I'm going to hear your comments, and I'll bet you a lot of people that don't even listen to the presentation, just read the title, will leave comments. I think those are quite humorous. But look at this picture, you guys. Now, this is from Jason Neal. Jason sent me about a dozen photographs the other day, and I'm going to share those with you here. Now, if you look at that picture, you can see right there, it looks like there's another planet above the sun. It's reflecting something. You can see if you get a close look there. And then there's almost two, maybe three of them. And those don't look like your typical sun flares to me, in my opinion. So I don't know what those are, but I definitely thought those were worth bringing to your attention here. So you can see as it gets closer, one, two, these weird bumps around the sun there. Now, this one's pretty cool, too. If you take a look at this one's pretty good. I see a couple of these as being a reflection. What I am wondering is if the reflections are reflecting off of this right here, right above the sun. I don't know. And now we're going to go back to Jason taking a picture out of his car where you can see that sun anomaly again. And this is going to be another picture here. What do you guys think that is? Now, I definitely think that's right there on the bottom. If you look to the bottom, those are reflections of just the sun or something. But right above it, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'd like your opinion on that. That's a pretty cool picture, and that's why I'm showing you guys this one. Now here's another one. Now what I've noticed is you've obviously got the reflection right here. However, when you get closer, look at that right above the sun. Check that out. Boop. Yep, right there. I'm sure you can see it. That looks like it could be a secondary body right there, doesn't it? Now, anytime you get a photo like this, where to the right you'll see the kind of reddish glare, and then you'll see in the middle there this perfect circle, that's definitely lens flare. Anytime you see that, you'll know right away it's lens flare. But that's not what I'm looking at. I'm looking at right above the sun. Check that out. See that? Right there. Now, this is an interesting photograph because the clouds are quite unique, and that's why I wanted to share it with you. And the sun just looks like it's kind of pretty intense right there. Those are some chemtrail clouds, in my opinion. And that was August 12th last year in Arnold, California. And then this one just shows several different, like one of them's inverted. I don't know the definition or terms. I'm sure many of you photographers could tell me exactly what he did with these different, with the same image, just different coloring there. So then take a look at this one. I really like this one because you can see the reflection off of right above it, right that. You see that? So the reflection off the reflection, or is that a secondary body? I don't know, because you can see the reflection on the sun right there, and then there's the reflection above that. If that's a secondary sun, there is the reflection right there. There you go. Here's some more. You've got the lens flare right there to the bottom. But then look at to the right here, you guys. And see, this is what I find cool. You're going to see two reflections. Look at that. It's reflecting twice. The sun reflection right there, and then to the right of it, you'll see that secondary body, and then it's reflecting off of that. These are some of the best photos I've seen. These don't look like sundogs to me. Am I convinced yet? I don't know. Here you go. Look at this one, you guys. All right. So here we go. Now, this one is from Earl Cerrillo. I'm sure you guys have seen this webcam many times. This has been real popular on the forums lately as well as YouTube. And what I'm doing is I'm just kind of giving you a time-lapsed version right now. This is the sun's out right here. You can see things are good. You don't really see any other anomalies or anything. You can look really close. It looks pretty normal. This is a typical nice day. Wouldn't it be nice to be out on the water right there, just relaxing? Okay, this is later in the day. See, you got some chemtrails out, kind of the haze. And then these are just lens flares. I know some people would say that that's the red Kachina. No, it's not. That's just lens flare. Chemtrails aren't hiding it, just lens flare. As you can see, change a little different time of the day, the reflection of the sun right there, no big deal. Totally normal so far. And the sun's starting to come down now. You can see, just gonna do. I'm telling you, I want to take a vacation looking at these pictures. Just chilling on the water right now. Okay, I think that's your sunset right there. And now it's going to get to be a little bit darker. Right? It's getting darker. Got time to go to sleep and just relax. Take a nap. Alright, here we go. This is the one I'm talking about. Now, I don't know. Is this, because this isn't the moon. This isn't the sun. So, what is that a lens flare from the sun? Because it isn't daytime. So, how could that be flare, lens flare from the sun? I don't know. It's pretty interesting because I don't know what this is either over here to the left. This is a strange anomaly. There could be something to it. I'm not convinced on that one. I don't think that's as good as some of the other ones, but I thought it was interesting enough to bring to your attention. Now, we had Wilbur Allen on the show with us a couple nights ago, and he's got thousands of photos of these really cool rods in the sky over Washington, D.C., New Mexico, all over. And they've been photographed for quite some time. Now, here's one that was sent to us as well. This is from a Skycam, and you can see this rod here. This is pretty cool. There's another one that's a little bit closer, close up right there. You guys think that's just swamp gas? Or maybe you've got an explanation for it. Now, this one was pretty cool, too. Now, this is from Sharon. You guys all know Sharon. She's sent us many photos, and I don't know what to make of this. I'm not sure if this is just some type of lens flare that's really intense or what. I mean, could be anything, but it it reminds me of some of the other pictures I've seen of that zebra-looking type anomaly, because you've got this strange, I call it the cosmic Pac-Man. We've got the cosmic Pac-Man here, and she's got it set up in different colors, and you can take a look at it for yourself. Pretty interesting indeed. So, I don't know, you guys, what do you think? Do you enjoy these shows, the presentations? Would you like us to bring more Planet X news to you, or should we slow down on it? What's your opinion? Another thing that I want to bring to your attention, you guys, that I feel is pretty important is the nuclear reactors that are scattered around the globe. There's over 400 of them now across the planet, and over 100 in the U.S. alone. Many of these are close to the Madrid fault line, and I've got a radiation detector built into my watch. It's an MTM, real nice. You can pick them up for about $1,500 at the MTM Special Ops store. And it keeps track of the radiation levels. When I picked it up back in 2013, here in San Antonio, the radiation levels hovered around 0.06 to 0.08 microsieverts per hour. That's low. That's definitely low. Now, recently it's been hovering around 0.13, 0.14. The past year, that's pretty much what it's been hanging out around. So almost doubled over the past couple of years. And I don't think it's Fukushima, because if it was Fukushima, it would have been that high 2 years ago. Now look at this, you guys. At the Hanford site in Washington State, there is a nuclear reactor there that's having some serious issues. It's also where they've built, or not built, but they've produced plutonium for almost 40 years. And it's a big deal right now. I pulled this up from the RSOE EDIS website. You can actually find all sorts of cool things there if you want to get into the current events and possible cataclysms and disasters, whether it be the Zika virus or an earthquake somewhere. It's always constantly updating. And this is just giving you updates on what's going on out there. And I noticed that the affected radius is pretty intense. I mean, I've got family in the Northwest, not far from there. Luckily, they're not in the direct zone, but with the weather patterns and with rain picking that stuff up and then dropping it not far down the road, I think it's going to expose more people than just this chart showing. You can see the graph right here, and it's kind of showing you there. You can look off to the left here. Here's the Puget Sound. Beautiful out there if you've ever been to that area. It's a great place to go kayaking and boating. And you've got the Olympic National Rainforest out here, which is gorgeous. But this area right here, as you can see, is being affected by this nuclear fallout. And there's plutonium out there, you guys. I mean, that's a big deal. It isn't just like your typical cesium isotopes. Plutonium is a big deal. And this is just kind of showing you some of the radius out there where it's going to be affected. I don't know. I'm glad I'm not out there right now. Although, we're not much better. If something happens in Carlsbad, New Mexico, there's all sorts of nuclear waste being held out there, and that's not far from San Antonio. So anyway, you guys, I just wanted to share with you the most recent updates, and we're hopefully going to be doing a countrywide tour here this summer, starting out here in San Antonio. Then we're going to move up into the Midwest, travel across into the Black Hills, the Badlands, check out Mount Rushmore, then maybe Devil's Tower, which, by the way, for some reason, the radiation levels in Devil's Tower are about 10 times the amount of the surrounding areas. Once you get to the tower itself, that's where they filmed Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I don't know if you saw that film or not. It's an 80s flick. And then we're going to head into Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, Wyoming, Idaho, all the way up into Washington State. We might drive back through Oregon, California, and definitely New Mexico again. We're going to hit up some pretty cool sites like Dulce, definitely Roswell, the crash site out there, which is outside of Roswell. Other locations where there are supposed underground bases. And we're going to go to the Skinwalker Ranch in Utah. There's some really cool anomalies out there. If you have any ideas on places you'd like us to check out, any ghost towns or just cool areas that you might not have a chance to go to anytime soon, we can get some video footage for you. We'll post it here on the Leak Project. So make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/clandestine Time Lord. You'll have access to all the latest podcasts, first and free, leakproject.com. This right here is a map, you guys. You can see some of the nuclear reactors here in the U.S., And if you can get a good look here at Illinois, Kentucky, Indiana, Tennessee, this area around here, this is where the Madrid fault line is. And there's a whole bunch of nuclear reactors around there. So there's supposed to be a megaquake someday in this general area. And if that happens, my goodness, be careful. Be prepared and take a vacation, right? Take a vacation. Quit worrying about this stuff. I mean, I've been getting some comments about how people are freaking out about the end of the world because they think Planet X is going to cause all these cataclysms. All I have to say is doom has been predicted since the beginning of time. And people used to live in caves thousands of years ago waiting for the end days. And they probably didn't they probably didn't enjoy living in that cave too long before they said, hey man, well, it's time to go back out. So don't worry about it too much, you guys. I mean, take everything with a grain of salt. Just have fun, enjoy your time. Talk to you soon. This is Rex Bear. Stay safe. Be the change you want to see.